Hi, welcome to StoryHive On Location, Penticton. I'm Robb O'Day, and we are live in Penticton with another inspiring episode brought to you by TELUS STORYHIve. Today we're sitting in Penticton with Brent Steele, the creator of chaos art, a magical form of abstract art that he himself has coined and created, and he's actually going to take us through a demonstration of what he does. Today he's got 2 canvases set up. I've got to pick some colors. And we're going to let the man dive into his art process.
Do you want to pick some tools too?
Yes, I will toss some tools.
Okay.
How you doing today, my friend?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you for having me.
It's going to be a lot of fun, man. We're going to... I don't even know what we're going to do, but we're going to do it. And we're going to make some art. And it's going to be fun.
Brent is a master of taking these unique tools and creating masterpieces that I absolutely love. He has a very unique process where he moves with music. So he's got some headphones on so that he can have his inspiration going, but he can still hear us talking. And I'm going to let the man, I think, dive in. I'm going to pick a couple more tools. As you can see, like the textures that he does in his artwork is mind-blowing. It's one of my favorite things about his work.
Thanks, man.
I've seen this one right here is one that's been captivating me this entire time since we got here.
Yeah, grab it. Bring it over. Show him. And the beauty of the chaos art is if you get bored of looking at it one way, just flip it. It all works.
It's absolutely amazing.
No rhyme or reason, and that's why it's all fantastic. So what are we going to start with? Do you decide?
Let's start with let's go blue and orange.
Blue and orange. All right, where do you want to put it?
That's the fun part, because we get to dive into this. Let's go with bottom. Let's start with the bottom.
Start with the bottom?
Left corner.
Bottom left?
Yeah.
I find if we start with an arch or like some sort of curl, it can get a little bit tight because you want to add to it and keep that momentum. But if you pull back into it and you did like a really fun pull to begin with, you might like kind of mess it. We kind of want to just keep everything like not necessarily just one go. You go back in and mess about, but yeah, the curved ones can be definitely a little bit more tricky.
I'm watching your process live is a fun thing, so I'm very thankful that we get to see this today. So when you're getting into, like we spoke about it before, you don't walk into a painting with a theme per se. You're just allowing the music and your body to just take
it's
over.
all driven by rhythm, and maybe like mood of the day. I don't know. I'm in a pretty good mood right now, so I like that you picked blue and orange because those are pretty happy colors. It's just, and like no matter what happens. And somehow, I don't know if it's like magic or what, at the end of it, it looks cool. All of them. I've got so many paintings.
So many.
Everywhere.
I find that abstract art was one that was always very enigmatic to me because it is based off feel, as where like landscapes is. You're capturing the essence of that specific space.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Where abstract is you're feeling the artist's emotions through a visual means, and for me it was always really difficult to understand.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, man. I for the longest time I would always just get frustrating at my paintings because I had like something in my head and I could never like replicate it, and that's like a frustrating feeling. Like I could see it right there. It's so good. But these hands didn't want to make it happen. They're like, no, you can do something else, I guess. And then 2 summers ago, I was painting out back. My wife and kids were on a trip out to the East Coast, Cape Breton. It was the biggest canvas I'd done to that date. I've done bigger now. It's always intense trying to tackle a big canvas, especially if you haven't done it yet. And I didn't have very much paint either. I listened to the same album and just let go and said bye to the rules and figured that we'll see what happens. And it was so liberating not worrying if it was right or wrong.
Yeah.
And you don't get that sense of feeling doing many things nowadays. Right? Like if you're like a carpenter or a construction or in any sort of trade, there's no, you're not allowed to be like, oh, you know what, if it doesn't work out, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because they'll come at you, right? You're building their house, so it's no bueno. But in creating art, which is strictly just like expression, you're allowed to just forget about it. Like we could just, whatever, who cares? And it might not fit right this second, but you stick around till the end here and I mean, maybe, I don't know, who knows? But I have faith. So you believe in me, I believe in me, we could have a good time, we make some fun.
Do you ever have moments where you're like, oh, yeah, I've totally wrecked that painting?
Yeah, there's definitely times, and there's some that I've like muddled a bit of a section or something, but no matter what, I finish the piece.
Okay.
Because I feel that like, okay, like, yeah, that's frustrating, but I try not to let it, you know, break my stride. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. And just push on and move away from it, because I go all over the canvas and I'll end up coming back to that piece with a different color and pull it in, and at the end of it I still might be like, I don't know how I feel about it, and then it hangs on the wall for a week. I flip it a couple times, bada bing bada boom, it's my new favorite.
That's funny. Are there pieces that you have put down that have been sitting for years that you haven't come back to?
No.
That's cool. That's not something here often.
I try to complete each piece in, oh, look at this cool thing. I like to try and complete the piece that I start in that session, because there's like emotion in it. Whereas to come back and like this piece here, that was 5 different sessions, and you can kind of see the different feel as it goes up. I started here, but I actually had the painting the other way around, so that was the top originally. But now it's like it's gone up, and like just going through the different colors and building. But each time I stepped towards the piece, it was different thoughts, different feeling, different retrospect, right?
Okay.
And so like, and if you like really like what you're doing, but then you like come back to it, and maybe you want to do like, I don't know, you like some growly sort of piece or something, you don't really want to like throw that into something that's like looking like it's going to be like a happy one.
Yeah, fair enough.
But again, at the same time, it's chaos, man, whatever.
You've also been diving into other art forms lately.
Yeah, I got some pencil crayons for Christmas from the wife. And so I've been like drawing, doing some sketches, and then I got a set of like sketching pencils and fine liners and some charcoal pens.
Oh, nice.
And it's so much fun.
I bet.
And then I bought this like tiny little like sleeve for my hand, so I don't get I mean, I don't mind getting dirty at all, but when the hand smudges across the page, it's like it can mess up. Because when I sketch, I'm still like, I feel a lot more comfortable drawing now and happy with what I'm doing than I did before, since I've had this breakthrough with my chaos. I've definitely like picked up a new feeling and I'm comfortable. It's a lot easier to draw. Not nearly as fun as painting, but I don't have to do all this. I mean, I love this. I want to get a video of me like jumping into a phone booth, like spin, and have this on when I come out. Like, jump in with the vest and the mohawk and like come out like, and ready to paint.
Awesome. My favorite thing about the knife pulling aspect is it creates these weird, unique shapes that you don't see in a lot of other art forms.
Yeah, right? Like, how are you going to get, like, you might be able to get, like, a little bit of that kind of style with a brush, but with the sheer, like, space and of the knives, like, you can really pull. You hear about, like, artists and writers, like, getting writer's block, or I don't know, I guess it would be called artist block. I don't have that problem. I was like, give me a canvas, I love painting like outside in the grass, like just running around like a crazy person. That's my favorite. I usually paint outside. I set up in the creek 2 summers ago, like right in the center of the creek, and did a painting.
Oh wow.
It was pretty sweet. We even actually we ran an extension cord down and we brought a blender. We were making margaritas. That was great.
That is the ultimate artist right there. Funny because the colors that I thought wouldn't work are actually becoming my favorite.
See?
Like the
ochre?
yeah, and the bright green with the red.
Yeah, and that green is like so neon.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as neon with the ochre beside it because it's such like an earthy medium tone. You look down the blade and make sure. Sometimes the corners like tilt up, and if you do it with the corners tilted down, then you don't get as nice a pull. And not only that, but it'll like leave drag marks, which sometimes you can use to your advantage. But if you do it where it's bent up, then you just get that nice smooth pull. So we're gonna do one full pull down. Just get a big smear. The orange disappeared. Okay, we're just gonna go over a bunch of stuff that we already did. It's a happy little accident.
Yeah, that orange definitely disappeared. That's funny.
We gotta find it. It's in there.
I see it.
It's in there. It's in there. Are you ready? Watch this. And then we just... That's all you got. Just a little jiggy, jiggy, jiggy.
So at what point do you start to take what's put on the canvas and be like, okay, this is the theme?
Oh, it's nothing. No. Just keep going, and just every like essentially they all turn into like some sort of like landscape. Like I see like wave breaks and mountains and trees and I just kind of keep bringing it together, and like rivers and like just nature essentially. Like it's all like definitely like inspired by it's nature and rhythm, man, and just movement, like the world in motion kind of thing. And it's just this beautiful place that we haven't seen yet because it's not finished. But we're getting a glimpse of it right now, right? So.
And that's the thing. I mean, like, is there, while you're working on it, do you ever find like, oh, okay, this is where the river's gonna flow, and like this is, you see the scene in your head before it's the strokes are there?
Yeah, I could see like this ribbon that we did is like some fun mountains kind of coming into a sunset, and I knew that there was more orange under there, so I like pulled this down to be like kind of like waterfall-y, like in front of the mountains. Okay. Right? But like, I don't see the next thing until I find the first thing.
That's what kind of like it's always leading.
And I'm like, oh, that looks, and so I might be like, I'll pull it and then bring something else into it. But yeah, no, it's like in the moment, everything's found.
Do you ever feel that you're gonna dive into other forms of painting? Like, do you think you'd continue doing pour paintings?
Yeah, I pour was fun.
Or like combining the two and starting off with like a pour base and then...
I have thought about that, but I heard that apparently the oil and the acrylic don't mix well. Like
they're not good friends.
It's hard. Yeah, not good friends. If I was gonna do a mix, like if I tried to do a pour, I'd kind of do it like the one that I did with Buddy, where I'd do like half, and I'd have to do the pour half first.
Okay.
And then maybe put like a dam across, and then after that dries, because those acrylic dries so fast compared to these ones.
Yeah.
But these actually, some of these ones dry pretty fast.
So do you have a handful of colors that you prefer when you're choosing your own paintings? Or that you find?
Yeah, I love my yellows, my whites, my blues, but I showed somebody at the gallery like a couple of my paintings one time. I was like, what you got to do to get in here, eh? And I was like, yeah, I do some painting. I got these. And it was like right at the start of it, and I only had like a pack of 20 colors or something. And I mean, there's only so many colors, right? It's just different shades. I mean, you can make colors, but again, it's just blue, yellow, orange, red, green.
Yeah.
But I love the brights, man. I love the bright, vibrant. But yeah, I showed this the girl the painting at the gallery, I just like had like 5 or 6 paintings in a row. She's like, "Oh, you really like the same color palette, eh?" I was like, "That's all the colors I got." But then, so since that moment, as you can see, I have been branching out and trying to use different colors to create. So I'm really glad that you grabbed the ochre. The ochre's fun. I saw you grab some burnt umber in there. We haven't gone to that yet. We'll see how that works.
That mixed with the red, I felt would become very earthy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But maybe a little too much. We'll see.
We'll see.
No, it's a style of painting that I would love to dive more into myself. It's just abstract painting.
Do you want to try?
No, I'm enjoying watching the process. Just like the concept of like that freedom of allowing yourself to have no expectations.
Yeah, it's just you have to come to terms with that fact. Where there's a lot of people that might not be able to, right? Like, it's essentially not having control, but in all honesty, you have total control to make whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, as long as you can be okay that just doing random chaos might turn into something pretty cool, then it does every time.
Yeah. And it's true, like seeing in the year and a half that I've seen your work, your painting work, I can definitely see that the color palette changing. I feel like the older I get, the more I am enjoying abstract art versus the other styles that I had loved before.
Right? Because if you like constantly see like, well, that's a mountain.
Yeah.
That's the lake. Right? Like, and I mean, like, all the power to you. If you could do it and like make it look awesome, like by all means, like do it. But I think there's a sense of liberation, maybe is the word, to be able to not have a sense of purpose in what you're going to do and create something that everybody's going to look at differently.
Yeah.
It's like, I know what I see when I see this and like what I find, and that's how it gets painted. But it's in the moment, and then you come check it out, and then we flip it, and it's a whole different world. And it's because you don't know what you're looking at, your mind is working to find something. And what do they say? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder?
Yeah.
There you go.
And I feel like that's the kind of what your artwork does, is that it forces you to use your imagination.
Yeah, man.
To basically like create something that is relatable.
Yeah, find something.
Yeah.
And then once you do, you're like, whoa, and you'd be like looking maybe at one little spot, and then you start looking, and you're like, literally, it's like, I call it like the third eye opening, and you're just like, all of a sudden you're immersed in this mess of colors, finding so many different things that at first glance, you're like, that's just like paint all over the place, which it is, don't get me wrong. And I'm not ever going to deny that. But if you look a little closer, you might just find something that you like.
I think there's something, being a musician, we're used to constantly having to book and be ahead of a year in advance with bookings and things like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like since stepping away from that lifestyle and diving into photography and film more than I used to, I've found this sense of in the moment becoming the most beautiful thing ever,
right?
versus
like,
constantly struggling to push and think about the future. Is just to stay still for a minute.
Yeah, carpe diem, right? Seize the moment.
Yeah, and it's kind of, I feel like that's what you have to do when you're creating these things.
And not even just seize it, but slow down and smell the flowers and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not all... Like, even just like driving around town, it's like so many people, just like road rage, freaking horns. And like, what do you do? I get to this stoplight just right behind you, and you spit up to pass me. Like, where you gotta be so bad that you're freaking gonna almost crash and kill whoever's in the car with you? Like,
yeah.
Slow down, chill out, man. Just relax, bro.
It's true. And it is very, it's a soothing thing, like diving back into painting now. I sent you a photo of what I was doing, but it's like just the kind of sense of like I spent like 8 hours on that too, just
No way,
in the
8?
kitchen, just
Right on,
sitting
man.
for like quietly for 8 hours. And Meg's like, "Are you okay?"
You
And I was like, "I've never been more at peace than
yeah,
I am
man.
right
It's
now."
just something like once you're right into it, like there's so many times that like a few of my paintings are 2 stages because I tell the wife, I was like, I gotta paint. And then she comes out, she's like, all right, you've been out here for hours, are you coming in? I'm like, but I have to.
Inspiration hits.
I'm working here.
I think it was your interview actually last time where we spoke about inspiration, and you can't stop it once it starts. It's kind of like a
No,
river.
right? It's like I said, I was like, Vinny's here and he needs to get out.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And it's, unless you're a creative person, you're not fully going to understand inspiration. So does it help having a spouse who is also creative, in that being able to, like, she understands, like, oh, he's an
For sure.
inspiration
Yeah. Oh, geez, that guy's back. No, she's awesome. She's inspired me to be a better artist. We're coming. This will be 15 years wed in July, and at the end of October we've been together for 20 years.
Wow.
And she's always been artsy fartsy, and I was too. Like, don't get that twisted. I never like left school to go to art or like really pursued it, but it was always just a hobby: sketch, graffiti tags, like try and paint. But she always did too, and I'm always like, man, that's so cool, you're so good. And she's like, no, I'm not. So modest, right? But then her and the kids had gone to Cape Breton for the summer of last year and the year before. And it was the first summer that they left that I had my big art breakthrough. And I was telling her, I was like, I just need to paint. That's all I want to do. She's like, you can't get paid to do that. I was like, watch me. But I've sold a couple, but yeah, when she came back and she was like looking at the paintings and she didn't quite get it at first, and then after being around the art constantly, right? It's not like you're going to a gallery and seeing something you've never seen before.
Yeah.
But having these around constantly, you're like I say, your mind is searching and it's finding and it's creating, and it's like I find new stuff daily in my paintings, and I get so excited. I was like, hey, there's another face. Sweet. Like I just found a funky little face in that guy.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it is, man. And like I said, like if you get bored, just flip it. Forget about it. Yeah. No, it's fun, man. And having that weight off my shoulders of, did I do it right? Is that how it's supposed to look? I don't have that feeling.
Yeah.
And so it's so much easier. There's no stress, man. It's just, I'm having so much fun. You see how casual this is right now? Like,
well, and I think that's kind of the whole point, is what it's supposed to be, right? It's just like, you do see art that is done where the artist is in like turmoil and stuff, but I don't feel like that art ever really.
No, right?
I don't want to say it doesn't.
No, it makes it
travel as
because
far.
they're professional and it's internet hit or something.
It's like there's something about that like freeing sense of letting the universe take over.
Yeah.
Versus having
totally.
like
It's like
a full emotional aspect, if that makes any sense. Have you ever tried to do like a self-portrait or a portrait in chaos art?
No.
To like attempt to try and do an abstract version.
Some sort of version of me.
Yeah, or just somebody in general, like.
Well, I didn't try and do, but I made this cool, I call her punk rock chick. This is a painting upstairs. Like I said, like I find faces all the time. I was like in the middle of the painting and there was like this like kind of like looked like a bob cut, and then I was like put some eyes and a nose. I was like, I see you, like gave it a little mouth, and yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's all happens after it started. Check out, that's like kind of like a funky like totem pole or something.
No, it's funny. I see a fishing village.
Okay,
Now that
yeah,
you say
yeah. Which
that.
would probably have a totem pole.
Yep. like actually, like you see like a longboat here,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
the cabin, and
Yeah.
then like totem pole.
Right?
That's so cool.
and it's just
And that's what I like. That's why I love getting and kind of wanted to come back and have a process is where people could watch
yeah.
you in your element, because you can't fully comprehend what chaos art is until
You watch
see-
it happen.
Yeah, until you see Brent doing it, and it's something that is like it's a soothing process watching it.
Yeah, it is. It's fun. You should try it.
I've been diving into the painting. It's the allowing to see what vision you have, because now that we like spoke of that, I feel like I see like an ancestor up here looking down,
Okay, yeah, totally.
right? You see the nose, the eye,
Yeah.
and it's just like it can
Yeah,
totally.
see, once you see something and then it's just like,
just
boom,
goes.
all of a sudden, like,
Yeah.
that's that third eye, man.
Yeah, it's kind of
Opens right up.
it's a weird magic that is unfolds in front of you. And It's
Yeah.
cool to see.
It's really trippy. I still can't believe that and like, it's somehow it works out every time, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like I said, like, be like a point in the middle of the painting, I might be like, like, we're gonna see what happens with this burnt umber. But no, that works, that's fair. But, like, if I muddy something up, I like kind of get a bit of like, like a cringe.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I've like learned to release that feeling and just continue and let it flow, because I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but they always become really cool.
Well, and I think that's because you allow your imagination to
Yeah, right. And like
To
I
do
said,
it.
like having it right there constantly, right?
yeah
So
versus kind of like I think that's where like having the lack of expectation is in artwork versus like if you're a portrait person, like you obviously have to pull that off and make it perfect. I think even myself diving into other art forms has been very
rewarding and like
cathartic and like healing,
yeah,
because I've been like
definitely
the last 5 years when putting on events, you're just constantly, especially 3 festivals, you're like
go
constantly
it's like
a year
so
ahead.
much, yeah.
And now like the kids and I have been going out and going to like the bird sanctuary so I could take photos of birds,
Nice.
and the kids are like, oh, take a picture of that, take a picture of that, and it's just kind of like that getting to slow down in the moment.
Yeah, right. Stop and smell the flowers. Right?
Yeah, and like you're saying that like one of your sons was diving into art now and is like he's actually really talented.
Yeah.
So
So,
do you
he's
think
better
he'll-
than me, man.
Do you think he's gonna dive into, because he's both parents are creative and painters? Do you think he's gonna follow?
He's got a sketchbook. He's been drawing lots.
That's
He's
awesome.
done a couple paintings with me. He's done a few on his own. That was the first painting I started with black,
Yes,
which was a
we
really
talked about
bold
this.
move. I went like big black smears in each corner and did like a giant X, and was like, ah, and then it went from there.
I was describing how it's hard for I couldn't picture anybody else being able to create it because it matches your energy. Like the paintings match your energy, the high vibrancy.
Thanks,
and
man. Dude, I really like this like little scene down here. You got the mountains, the trees, and then this nice little like rainbow river. Mm-hmm. And then like the rough waters up here with the forest, like the dark forest, but then like the sunset beside it, the little rivers. Like it's just landscapes that haven't been seen before. But I created. And then these squiggles, I think of them as like little ducks like shooting across the...
That's a good way to look at it. That's so funny. It seems like that's where like your mind as
Yeah.
a creative is
Exactly,
totally
right?
unique and
It's just,
like it's that's where I find you as a creative are as separate from everyone else,
Thanks, man.
and the high energy. And the
Yeah, I'm
dancing and the
definitely a
movements.
weirdo. I haven't even I haven't done much dancing at all. It's not much room down here to dance.
Yeah, when you got tons of paintings and everything going.
Yeah, when I'm outside, I move around a lot more. It's fun. It's real crazy. I remember I was like on that day I painted the Squid Captain. I was like running circles around the table listening to Rise Against. I was like so stoked. And then I like stopped. I was like, "Whoa," like full samurai, and I saw something. I ran over. Paint that.
Yeah, and you can see the process takes a while too, because you're not basically like painting huge portions of the canvas.
And I could, but doing the interview, I wanted to kind of show you, because like when I did that one, I just so much yellow, and I just kept, and because I just like splattered on the canvas, my fingers were hurting. Not as bad as taking off all those lids, God's sakes. But no, it is fun doing just like big pulls. Like if you can get like a nice smooth one and then blend into it, and you just get this blurred effect. It's it can be really quite mesmerizing. I had one in the house, but we did a Christmas party, and it was like Secret Santa. And last year, I brought a painting to it, and it was the last gift to get opened. And I was like, dude, just take that bag. Promise you're gonna like it. And then everybody at the party was like, what? You brought painting? So I brought another one this year. And some good friends of ours got it, and they just hung it in their kitchen, and it just like fits so nice. It's just like, it was like hot cold. It's like blue with like whites and dark blues, maybe some purples, and then like reddy orange with some whites, and just like full, just like sideways smear.
Nice.
So yeah, super fun.
And if you guys would like to be a guest on the show, there will be a QR code at the bottom of the screen that you can click. It'll bring you to a form. You can fill it out, and we will have you on the show as a guest. And Brent, I want to thank you for your time, your story, your artwork.
Thanks,
It's
man.
another incredible episode with an incredible mind. Once again, I'm Robb O'Day, and this has been Storyhive on Location Penticton. We'll see you guys next time.
See you at the next one.